What's up, YouTube producers? This is your boy Broke Shady, back at it again with another good one for you. In today's video, I'm gonna be making like a Midwest emo lo-fi type beat. So stay tuned to the end where I show you the beat mixed and everything. Alright, so yep, this is my OBS setup. No, tuner right here, so I can make sure that I'm in tune. So this tuning I'm using is in open tuning. We got D, A, E, A, C sharp, E. Yeah. And then I got my capo here on the 3rd fret. So it sounds really pretty and Midwest sounding. I think I'm going to take this reverb off though, because that doesn't really fit. And if I wanted to, I can add more later. So. Alright, so for me, my interface is already monitoring the guitar, so I'm going to turn this monitoring off so I don't hear it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little practice recording, make sure that's sounding good. Alright, so let's see how that sounds. I got two mice here. Use the one that's got the cord because my battery's dead. I think I'm gonna mess with the tone a little bit. I like the overall sound of it, but I think it just needs a little bit of EQ work. And this is just my preference, but I like to try and get all the EQ sorted out with the guitar and the amp, so that way when you go to mix, it's less work that you have to do. You might have to make a couple adjustments for a few things, but it'll just make your life a lot easier if you make the EQ sound good before it even gets to Ableton. So that's what we're gonna do. I think I might need to change the mic placement as well, but we're gonna trial and error this thing, because this little riff here is my baby and I want to make it sound good. Okay, so to me that original take sounded a little bit too muddy, so what I did was I moved the microphone so it was a little bit closer to the cone, the middle. Then I added some treble and a little bit of bass. So let's see how this compares. Alright, we're gonna go with that setting for now. Get rid of this. Figure out a tempo we want to use. I think 117 was good. We'll go with that. Alright, let's see what we could do here. Alright, cool. Only took me a couple of takes. Goes from 350 to 540. A little less than 2 minutes long. Now is the fun part. Drums. And for this one, I think I'm going to actually record some drums because I can. Alright, so I just go into my preferences, changing my audio device to the Zoom L20. Now I can get some drums recorded. Just gotta remember which mics. And it's gonna be mics 5 through 10. Pretty sure there's a way to, there's a shortcut for this, but I can't remember what it is. Have my metronome on, and then I'm just gonna loop this and just jam around, and then whatever take I like, I'll keep that. Oh, I gotta label these real quick. Alright, so I tried to record the video with my phone, but it ended up dying, so screw that idea, I guess. But let's listen back to my, this was like my third or fourth take. The main thing to watch out for when you're recording drums is you want to make sure your overheads sound good. So if you look at these waveforms, they're starting at the same time, so that means they're the same distance from the snare, which is what you want. About the same volume level, so I think that's a decent positioning. The only thing I don't really like here is the sound of the snare drum. I might just try switching that mic out. I like everything else though. Toms, eh. So I think I'm gonna try another take, switch out that snare mic, or possibly just add another one for that, and then yeah, try to actually get it recorded. Alright, so this is the snare mic that we have on right now. It's just the same ones that we use for the toms. So now we got snare mic on top, and we got one on the bottom as well. See how that's. Just gonna extend these back out so that that take is still there, because it was a decent take. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that for drums. Just gonna cut out all this excess stuff that I don't need. Then what I like to do is highlight all of your drums and make them into a group. So if you want to put effects on this, you can just group them all together and then put effects on all of them at once. Do like crushed maybe. That might be a little excessive. That's scary. I actually don't hate the way that sounds with this plugin. Couple more things I want to do with this. Not done yet. I think I want to throw some bass on here and maybe a few more guitars. So let's go. Usually for bass, I just plug right into the interface because it usually sounds pretty good that way. This is the time that I get it right. When you have your snare mic on the bottom, you have to invert the polarity, because if you zoom in on these waveforms, they're opposites. So all you have to do is pull up utility and invert the phase of the left and the right, and you get what you want. I think I want to try throwing an acoustic guitar on this. I don't know if it's going to sound good, but take 6. No. Take 6. No. So I'm going to group these acoustic guitars together. Let's see, Control G or Command G? No, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then what was I going to do? Oh, probably some EQ maybe. Sometimes I EQ them differently because, you know, you got one in each ear. You want to be able to kind of separate them, but I wasn't playing the exact same thing for both guitars, so I don't think it's gonna matter as much here. So because this electric guitar is more like mid-rangey, it's got some bass to it. I think the acoustic kind of like has everything else that the electric is missing, so I'm gonna try and go with that, make it fill the sonic space. Maybe start these later, actually. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. I want the fade to be nice and smooth. And what I did with the acoustic guitars, or what I didn't do, that I probably normally would, you know, I'm the type to just kind of throw compression on everything, just, you know, you gotta glue it all together, but I think in this case, I don't want to compress these guitars at all because I want them to be able to breathe. There might be some parts where you can barely hear them, and then parts where it's really dominating the mix. And I like that, so I'm not going to compress it. And really just need a little bit of EQ, some panning, little level adjustments. And I'm liking the way this is going. I really like the sound of the guitar just plugged in. No amp. Just completely dry, no effects. So I'm going to throw that in there. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it, but I really like the way it sounds, so I'm going to try and noodle around and see if I can add some more lead in there. And with that, I think that is gonna be a wrap for this beat. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'd be fun to put some vocals on it. So if anybody wants to have some fun and do that, go ahead. As always, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for watching. Broke Shady out.